Hi guys, how are you? So we've recently gone over how to put different types of data and calculations into a spreadsheet. So what I'm going to show you today is how to use an online calculator, the Desmos scientific calculator to be specific. Whenever you're asked to show your work, this is a good way that you can put your calculations in and show your work, and then you just have to screenshot and bring it over. So you don't have to put the work into one calculator, then type up everything you press into the calculator and write the answer. So I'm going to show you a few examples, and then you'll have some examples to do on your own. So I have on here the objectives is to use the Desmos calculator in a way to show your work and to screenshot your work from Desmos calculator to a Google Doc. So that's what we're going to work on today. I have the Desmos calculator for you here. The link is also on this document for you, and it's also in your Google Classroom. So let me start by showing you the first example here. On this first example, before we go to it, you'll notice there's a fraction bar over here. So if I put in 12 divided by 2 using the slash bar, it's still turned over to a fraction and we got the 6. If I go back and I put in 12, use the divide by key over here where the blue hand is, 2, and hit enter, we still get 6. So it doesn't matter which one you use, all of your divisions will automatically turn into a fraction because all a fraction is division. You're dividing the top number by the bottom. I'm going to clear this all out now and go back to the first example on here. It is 9/3 plus 2. I'm going to have to go back and forth to get all of this in. It goes in here slightly different than the way it goes into the spreadsheet. So the 9/3 will automatically turn to a fraction. When I hit 9 divide by 3, it turns to a fraction. I can either arrow over or I can take the little cursor, see the blue arrow, and go outside and just get it outside of the fraction. If I go back so you can see what it was plus 2 parentheses 9 plus 10. So the plus key is here. The number 2, the parentheses are actually hidden under here. So see the blue arrow? It's going to turn to a hand, parentheses. And because I took too long to get down there, it jumped to a new screen. So this gave me the 5 over here. And now I have this orange triangle with the exclamation saying there's a mistake. So all I have to do is back out of here, and it brings me back to here, parentheses, 9 plus 10, close the parentheses, see what the rest of it was, minus 8 plus 4 times 3. Minus 8 plus 4 times 3. As you look at this, it automatically will do your order of operations for you. And on the right-hand side is the answer key. If I try to screenshot all of this at one time, it's going to be really small on the page when I do Control V to paste it over. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to go to screenshot, take a new one, start at the expression, go all the way out past the equal sign, and I have the whole thing, but the 45 really isn't showing. And when I get onto number 1, all I'm going to hit is Control V. So now you have all your work shown. Everything that you've placed into the online calculator will show up with your answer on the other side. Let me do the second one a slightly different way so that it's larger when you bring it over. I'm going to do the same thing as I just did before. Go back to the calculator. I'm going to clear this out so that everything you see is just the one example. And you see 8 plus 14 divided by 7. Let me at least get that far. 8 plus 14, even though I'm going to use this division, it's going to put it into a fraction, divide by 7. I need to let Desmos know that I'm going outside of it. And then I have times 3 minus 5. So I go back to here, times 3 minus 5. Here is the expression, and the answer over here is 9. What might be a better way to transport this over to the document is to go to the snipping tool, do new, just grab this little piece of it. I only grab the expression, coming back under the 2, Control V. Now see how nice it shows? Go back to the calculator, take a second screenshot of just where the answer is. And when I bring this over, I'm going to align it up with the other one, Control V. So I kept the cursor, I didn't move it so that it'll show up. This is correct on top, but this is much more easy to read. Wow, this next one is very, very busy. We have an exponent, we have a fraction bar with a lot of stuff on the top and a lot of stuff on the bottom. What do we do for this? I'm going to go to the Desmos calculator and get the 9 squared in first. I can hit clear all so we only see this. I want to get the 9 and the squared. So here is the 9. Follow this blue arrow. It's going to become a hand all the way on the left side. You see the a squared key over here? Press that. I now have my 9 squared. The next part of the expression is plus and then a whole fraction bar. So I'm going to hit plus, and because I need to put stuff on top of and below the fraction bar, I'm going to follow this all the way to the left, get a hand, I'm going to actually hit the fraction bar. The top half is 3 times 9 minus 5 in parentheses. So the top half is 3, and it's times, open parentheses, 9 minus 5, close parentheses, and everything in there got squared. So look what it says, 3 times 9 minus 5, and everything in parentheses squared. Come back here. I have everything. The only number that needs to go on the bottom now is the value of 4. Click in the bottom box, put in the 4, and make sure I come outside the box. The expression and its answer. So once it has an equal sign, we have the equation. Take your screenshot, go to snipping, hit new, grab all of this, the whole expression, go back to the sheet that you're working on, Control V. I am not going to move the cursor because I would like the other piece to line up with it. Go to snipping, take a new snipping shot, only do the 93 end over here, go back, and I'm putting it right next to where it was, Control V. It's nicely done, it looks good. So it's going to be a little bit large on here, and that's okay for our purposes for what we need it for. Okay, now we have a lot of things on top. We have 5 squared times 4 minus 5 times 4 squared. 5 squared times 4 minus 5 times 4 squared. I could leave this here and it was showing my history. So I know I need I'm just going to show you again. I need the fraction bar here. Take the fraction bar from this side, and I'm going to hit back. Do you see how this just went orange here? It means there's a mistake. So I'm going back and I need to hit enter to get into a new line. So now I'm in this line here. And if I wanted to, I can actually type in here. I can hit the ABC and I can write a sentence here. So I can click on it like it were a keyboard. I can answer the questions here. And I don't know why the 93 came up there. Let me just delete that. I can, oh, I know why. It was taking the answer from the previous. It was reading it as if it was a number. Hit enter and I will get back to the next. Now there's no calculation here, so it's going to show as this little orange triangle with the exclamation saying a calculation was not done. Let's go to the next one. Oops, sorry. Okay, the fraction bar. So I'm in my new one in here. I need my fraction bar, which I seem to have lost. I know why I lost it. I didn't go back to main menu. The little things. Okay. 5 squared times 4. So going in here, 5 squared times 4 minus, I'm still on the top here, got to stay on top, minus 5 times 4 squared. So I need to make sure I stay on the top. 5 times 4 squared. And there was some calculations for the bottom. 5 times 4. And it doesn't matter which way I put the 5 times 4 in here. The Desmos scientific calculator knows how to do order of operations for you. So final answer is just the number 1. All of this equals just the number 1. Want to get it over to show my work? Hit new for screenshot. Take a screenshot of the expression. Put it under the expression here. Get a screenshot of the answer. Go to snipping. Get a new screenshot of the answer. Go back and just hit Control and V so they line up nicely. I'm going to delete this to put a little closer space between them, and we're ready to do an easy one. This has 2 sets of parentheses, basically. It's 3 parentheses 10 minus parentheses 27. So make sure I hit enter so I can get a new spot in here. 3 parentheses 10 minus 27 parentheses. So it's 3, and this is the only set. We don't have 2 sets of parentheses. 3 parentheses 10 minus, did I leave part out? Parentheses 27, another set of parentheses, whoops, got to go back. 3 parentheses minus, open parentheses, 27 divided by 9. And notice what it did. It automatically has 2 sets of parentheses shown here for you, telling you that you need the 2 sets of parentheses. And there's your final answer, 21. When you see that gray there, it's telling you logically that's what would make sense to come next. So it really is a cute little calculator for showing work, whether it's here or in college. And who knows what's happening with this COVID situation? Should we stay on this or not? Need to show my work. And I just do a screenshot, grab this part, line it up under the question that it was for, Control V, leave that little cursor, and go get the answer on the other side. New, grab the equals 21, go back, Control V. So it will line up nicely like this for you. You see how the others are still showing? So this counts as showing your work. You've put the work in, you've put it in correctly. It calculates order of operations for you, and it looks nice. Here is another one with a double set of parentheses. So we need 7 plus 3 squared on top. Make sure I hit enter to get down to the next one. I need the fraction bar. On the top is going to be 7 plus 3 squared. And on the bottom, it says 4 squared times 2. So on the bottom, make sure I'm in the bottom. 4, hit the squared, times 2, and then I have to come outside. Notice the answer is only a half. I have two choices. I can keep this answer as a half, but if this was a multiple choice test, it would probably want 1 over 2. Let me screenshot this answer first, and then I will show you the second answer. Use the snipping tool. Take this part first. Go back to your document. Control V. Go back to the calculator, the snipping tool, new, and I'm going to just take the 0.5 for a minute. Bring it over, Control V. Now, if I look over here, I also have this fraction. If I hit the fraction, it will turn the answer key to a fraction. I'm really sorry about the interruptions. New, take the 1/2 and bring it over. And if I hit Control V, I know that all of this equals 0.55 tenths, which is the same as 1/2. So there are 5 more. The other 5 practice questions are for you to do. So I'm going to be sharing this document, and your check for understanding, I'm changing this to just, I'm going to demonstrate 5, and I'm going to give you 5 to try. Little less work. So everybody will be receiving this. And what I'm going to do a little bit differently this time is something called the flipped classroom. You're going to go through this before we meet for class, and hopefully even try it on your own and see if you understand it. When we meet for class, we can then go through this and see where people are having trouble. I hope you find this helpful. Have a great day.